Hello, people. Welcome back to Crick Talks with Rish. So today I'm going to talk about a very interesting series. To be honest, one which didn't get as much hype as the other series which is happening all around the world. And if any guesses, if you might have had, it is between Afghanistan versus Sri Lanka, which just got concluded the Test match and the ODI series. The T20 is to be followed from tomorrow onwards. So now you guys will be asking me why did I choose such a series which maybe not on the spotlight of things. You have an India-England going on. We had an Australia-West Indies as well a few weeks back. Then why about an Afghanistan-Sri Lanka series? So first of all, I would like to tell you guys, it's two Asian countries. It's their rivalry. There are a lot of history behind these two countries, whether it be bilaterals or even in the World Cups. You have seen how these two are fierce competitors, and I think it was no short of entertainment package when we went into the test or even the ODI format for that matter. So that's one of the main reasons I wanted to take on this topic in the series as a topic of discussion in my next video. And I would like to just go about a few pointers before and the important points which was highlighted throughout the series for me. First, just start with the test series. They were playing a one-off test. Of course, it's not a part of the World Test Championship cycle because Afghanistan is not qualified in the top 10 nations for the World Test Championship. It was just a friendly or a normal one-off test match, and of course it was playing in Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka was undoubtedly going to be the superior team. They were expected to win comprehensively as well, and that's what they did eventually. But it was a tale of two halves. We saw how Sri Lanka posted a mammoth first innings score and got a lead of around 250 or 300 for that matter over Afghanistan's first innings total. And what we all expected was Afghanistan to be skidded out for another 180, 190 odd in the second innings, and probably Sri Lanka to win by an innings and as many runs. But what followed was something really incredible. That was the first talking point of this show, how Afghanistan really stepped up in the second innings. That's why people love Test cricket, because you get two chances in life in that format compared to the ODIs and the T20s. So the way Afghanistan stepped up, the openers especially, we saw Ibrahim Zadran. He made his mama or uncle get a debut as well in that Test series, who was of quite, I think, 14 or 15 years elder than him. So it was a very emotional moment to see both of them open the batting for Afghanistan, the country which they love the most and where they are born and brought up. No greater feeling for their family and everyone who is associated with them so closely. It was surely a proud feeling for them. And so the way they started, and at the end of day 3, I think they were at 190 odd for 1, trailing Sri Lanka by 45 runs. 50 runs, and at that stage I thought they might carry on from where they were on day 4 and probably make a mammoth total of 200, 250, and probably, who knows, script a historic series. When I had also posted on my social media handles that day that Afghanistan have played punched above their weight, because no one expected them to do something like that sort, and everyone was proud of them. But unfortunately, the next morning came. They got all out very quickly, cheaply. They could manage only a second innings lead of 45, 50 runs, and that was easy chased down by Sri Lanka, and it was an easy victory. So the talking points for me in that game was probably Afghanistan's determination and grit, as they knew they were not so powerful compared to Sri Lanka, but the way they fought was really good for Test cricket and really great for their own self-belief going forward, because they will be playing few more test series. I think they are playing one against Ireland as well at the end of the month in the UAE, against Ireland in Abu Dhabi, if I'm not wrong. So that will hold them in good stead, the experience which they gained from Colombo where the test match was held. And for Sri Lanka, of course, the talking points will be their bowling. The bowling did really well. The pacers up front could get the wickets. They were on the money, right on the channel, exactly where things should have been to get the wickets from, and their batters obviously stepped up. And it's good to see Angelo Matthews getting a good run in the test matches as well as the T20, which is coming tomorrow, because considering the T20 World Cup is coming in June, it is you want to give your main players a chance, and it's good to see that they still back Angelo Matthews, who is a veteran and a very experienced player, to continue playing for Sri Lanka and probably represent them in the World Cup. So that is a very emotional moment for him personally and for Sri Lankan cricket, and it's really good to see the backing which he's getting. So now let's shift our focus from the Test to the ODI. There was a 3-match ODI series which you might go by the headlines and say 3-0, Afghanistan Kali Wali, they didn't perform or didn't do well. But no, guys, they did actually show themselves what they're capable of. if you go about to see the proceedings, the first ODI which they lost, they were at one stage 55 for 5 if I'm not wrong. And then it was Azmatullah Umarzai and Mohammad Nabi who took them to 285 or 290 for 5. That recovery was incredible. Of course, they did lose by a good margin at the end, but the way they didn't give up, and that's a team, right? About underdogs or the associate nations, or for that matter, who are not expected to win. They are always want to fight. They want to give their best and say, "Nahi, re, we won't give it up so easily." So the way they just did all that, and the partnership between Nabi and Azmatul Umarzai was really incredible. I remember that day when they came into bat, their partnership was 0-1 ball just at the starting. I was just going out of my house for a walk and just taking a stroll around, and then I just looked at the scorecard around 2 hours later and I saw they're still batting. Then I was like, oh geez, this is probably one of the greatest knocks I've seen, and I switched on my TV and started watching the game once again, the last 14-15 overs of the game. And it was really incredible to see Mr. President Mohammad Nabi, who was so aged, but aging like a fine wine, you could say, to perform the way he did. And Azmatullah Umarzai, oh man, what a talent, what a player he is in all formats of the game for that matter. I think T20, ODI, he's just showing his skills and he's proving everyone that he is going to be a gem for Afghanistan cricket. I didn't have that much belief in him, just going by his World Cup looks, but geez, he's a player, man. He is a top class player. Really, I think probably the middle order batter which Afghanistan needed for a lot of while, and finally they found someone as an able ally through him. So that was in the first game where they lost by a margin after Sri Lanka scored a massive 350 or 380 odd. But it was a good fight from them, decent enough. Second ODI, again, it was bamboozling, I should say, for Afghanistan to lose that match, because they were chasing a very parity target of 303 on that pitch, which I think should have been chased down considering how well they played in the first game. And not only that, the way they started in the second game was really incredible. They actually went on from the start after 30-35 overs, they were 140-150 for 1 or 150 for 2, and they were taking it slow, but they had a capability probably in the last 20 to score another 140 like a T20 style, 7 runs per over, nothing much to worry about. But what followed was a tremendous collapse by the spinners. It was just incredible from the Sri Lankan Hasaranga, and the way they just Tikshana, especially the Hasaranga Tikshana, they worked in tandem and just destroyed the collapse was really heartbreaking for me as a cricket fan, because I really did want Afghanistan to level that series and take it into a decider in the third match, but not to be. It happened that just it's a game of sport at the end of the day, so it's all a learning experience for this young side. They need to get some luck at some point in their life, so I think that day is not too far, as I keep on saying, for Afghanistan and cricket. Their hard work will pay off with a bit of luck sometime in the future. So that is one part which I said the collapse was unnecessary, but that led to the series defeat. And then in the third match, they just didn't show up. They opted to bat first, but they ended with 280, which I felt though it was a used pitch. They were using the second ODI pitch for the third game as well. But I really didn't feel they were up to the mark. 280 was chased down in a 30-35 over game by Sri Lanka. So that just shows the caliber, or that just shows how good the pitch was for batting, irrespective of the conditions. And so that was a brain fed or a no moment game for me. That was a very one-sided, and where Afghanistan looked out of sorts for the first time in that ODI series. But overall, it was a good performance by Sri Lanka. Their bowlers, their batters, everyone stood up in various occasions. Pathum Nissanka, a notable mention, who broke Sana Jayasuriya's record of 200, the highest individual score in ODI, if I'm not wrong, for a Sri Lankan batter. And that was a really standout for me. He scored 100 in the third game as well. So he's in good Rishabh form. Sri Lanka cricket are in the right direction. If you want to look at the positives from their point of view, they are in the right direction. They have a lot of talent, a lot of youth who have got a lot of match experience, not taking much breaks. They're continuously performing at the international level and just building on that, adding the stats to their name, just piling on, as you call it. So that is really helping them in a good state, and I do see Sri Lankan cricket just reviving themselves in all the formats of the game, which is a proud moment for the OG people who follow cricket and know about what Sri Lanka cricket was during the eras of Jayasuriya, Jayawardene, Sangakkara, etc. So really great to see, and hopefully the T20 series deserves its hype. Hopefully I think it's a 3-match series, if I'm not wrong. I'm hoping for a classic humdinger, and as always I root for the underdogs, so you know who I'm supporting. So let's hope for the best, and I'll catch you guys soon on another video, which I'm going to make quite soon. To be honest with you guys, I'll be back really soon, since there's a lot of cricket happening. Just get the details on that, and I'll share it all to you on Cricket Talks with Rish and on the YouTube channel. So please guys, do follow it. There's a lot of exciting content coming up your way. After all, it's the cricket season now, from February till June end of the World Cup. So lots more coming your way, and enjoy. Have a good time, guys. Good evening and good night. Thank you.